Most car buyers think advanced technology means a better car. But what if the most sophisticated cars ever built are actually financial disasters waiting to happen? We're ranking the 15 most over-engineered cars in history, from luxury sedans with repair bills higher than your mortgage to supercars that need specialized mechanics just for basic maintenance. And here's the shocking twist. The #1 car on this list was built so tough, it's still running after 70 years, while today's high-tech cars are breaking down in their first year. Miss this ranking, and you might buy automotive perfection that'll bankrupt you faster than a casino. Number 15. Audi A8 W12, 2003 to 2010. The Audi A8 W12 started this countdown because it solved a problem nobody really had. Engineers at Audi looked at the luxury sedan market and decided 12 cylinders weren't enough. They needed them arranged in a W configuration. Their solution? A 6.0-liter W12 engine that was essentially two V6 engines joined at the hip. This wasn't just adding more cylinders. The W12 configuration required 4-cylinder heads, 4 camshafts, and a timing system so complex it needed specialized diagnostic equipment just to check timing. The engine bay became a maze of vacuum lines, sensors, and actuators that required complete disassembly to access basic components. Built on Audi's aluminum space frame, the A8 W12 carried luxury features that most sedan buyers never requested. Adaptive air suspension with 4 different ride modes, active body roll compensation, and a transmission tunnel that housed more computing power than early spacecraft. The vehicle weighed over 4,400 pounds, despite its aluminum construction. Consumer feedback revealed the complexity created problems. The air suspension failed frequently, costing $3,000 to $5,000 per corner to repair. Owners reported fuel economy of 10 to 14 miles per gallon, making it thirstier than many full-size SUVs. Despite rating 4.2 out of 5 for luxury appointments, the A8 W12's over-engineered solutions couldn't justify maintenance costs that averaged $4,000 annually. Number 14. Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG 2003 to 2006. Mercedes engineers approached the sports car market like they were building a luxury yacht. The SL55 AMG featured a 5.4-liter supercharged V8 producing 493 horsepower, but the real over-engineering lay in its roof system. The retractable hardtop wasn't just a convertible mechanism, it was a 15-motor symphony of complexity. The roof system required hydraulic pumps, electric motors, and a control module that monitored 47 different sensors. Each operation involved precise choreography of panels, seals, and supports that took 16 seconds to complete. The engineering required extensive weatherproofing, structural reinforcement, and backup systems that added 400 pounds to the vehicle's weight. Advanced features included active suspension that adjusted damping rates 1,000 times per second, electronic stability control that could brake individual wheels, and a transmission that adapted to driving style through artificial intelligence. The sophisticated climate control system had separate zones for driver and passenger, with automatic adjustment based on ambient temperature and roof position. Current reliability data shows the SL55 AMG averaging $6,000 in annual maintenance costs. The roof system alone accounts for 40% of warranty claims, with repairs often exceeding $8,000. While Motor Trend praised its performance capabilities, the SL55 AMG represents engineering excess that prioritizes innovation over reliability. Number 13. Jaguar XJ220, 1992 to 1994. Jaguar looked at the supercar market and decided to build the fastest production car in the world. The XJ220 represented absolute over-engineering for speed, featuring a twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 producing 542 horsepower. This wasn't simply building a fast car, it required developing entirely new technologies. The carbon fiber body construction used aerospace-grade materials and manufacturing techniques that had never been applied to automotive production. The active aerodynamic system included a rear spoiler that automatically adjusted based on speed, while the suspension used advanced damping technology borrowed from Formula One racing. The engineering complexity extended beyond performance. The XJ220 required specialized tires that cost $3,000 per set and lasted only 3,000 miles under normal use. The turbocharging system operated at pressures that stressed components beyond typical automotive limits, while the transmission required rebuild intervals of 12,000 miles. Only 275 units were produced, priced at $650,000 each. Owners discovered maintenance costs that averaged $25,000 annually, with major services requiring factory-trained technicians. Parts availability became problematic as suppliers discontinued specialized components. The XJ220 achieved its goal of ultimate speed, but created ownership costs that exceeded the purchase price of most luxury cars. Number 12. BMW 7 Series E65. 2002 to 2008, BMW's engineers decided the luxury sedan needed to become a rolling computer laboratory. The E65 7 Series introduced iDrive, a system that controlled over 700 vehicle functions through a single control knob. This wasn't just adding technology, it required completely redesigning how drivers interacted with their cars. The complex engineering and high-end components make it one of the most expensive cars to maintain, with electrical systems that contained over 4 miles of wiring and 70 separate control modules. The active suspension system used cameras to scan the road ahead and pre-adjust damping for upcoming bumps, while the climate control system featured 64 different adjustment possibilities. Advanced features included night vision display, active steering that varied steering ratios based on speed, and a voice recognition system that understood 10,000 different commands. The sophisticated key fob contained more processing power than desktop computers from the 1990s, while the entertainment system required software updates like a smartphone. Electrical system repairs can range from $200 to $1,000 or more, depending on the complexity of the issue. Owners reported annual maintenance costs exceeding $5,000, with simple repairs requiring diagnostic equipment that cost more than the car's value. The E65 7 Series proved that over-engineering technology could create more problems than it solved. Number 11. Porsche 959, 1987 to 1988. Porsche engineers threw out every sports car convention and started from scratch. The 959 featured all-wheel drive with electronically controlled torque distribution, active suspension that adjusted ride height based on speed, and a twin-turbocharged flat-six engine producing 444 horsepower. This represented the absolute pinnacle of 1980s automotive technology. The engineering challenges were immense. The magnesium wheels required special mounting procedures, while the carbon fiber body panels needed specialized repair techniques. The electronic systems controlled everything from turbocharger boost pressure to differential lockup, using computer processing power that exceeded NASA's space program capabilities. Advanced features included tire pressure monitoring systems, anti-lock brakes with electronic brake force distribution, and a transmission that could shift between comfort and sport modes. The sophisticated aerodynamics package included active front and rear spoilers that deployed automatically based on speed and driving conditions. Only 292 units were produced, making the 959 one of the rarest supercars ever built. Maintenance required factory-trained technicians and specialized tools that cost more than most cars. Parts availability became legendary for its expense, with simple components costing thousands of dollars. The 959 represented pure over-engineering, building the ultimate sports car regardless of cost or complexity. Number 10. Citroën SM, 1970 to 1975. Citroën engineers looked at the grand touring market and decided conventional suspension wasn't sophisticated enough. The SM featured hydro-pneumatic suspension that self-leveled speed-sensitive steering and a Maserati V6 engine producing 170 horsepower. This wasn't just building a luxury car. It required developing entirely new automotive technologies. The hydraulic system controlled steering, brakes, suspension, and transmission using a central high-pressure pump. The engineering required specialized seals, precision-machined components, and hydraulic fluid that cost $80 per gallon. The headlights turned with the steering wheel, while the rear suspension automatically adjusted for load distribution. Advanced features included rain-sensing wipers, automatic transmission with manual override, and a climate control system that maintained cabin temperature within 2 degrees. The sophisticated electrical system used components that were years ahead of industry standards, while the aerodynamic body design achieved drag coefficients that wouldn't be matched until the 1990s. Production ended after only 12,900 units due to complexity and reliability issues. Owners loved the SM's innovative design, but struggled with maintenance costs that averaged $3,000 annually. The hydraulic system required specialized knowledge that few mechanics possessed, while parts availability became problematic as suppliers discontinued unique components. Number 9. Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, 1965 to 1980. Rolls-Royce engineers approached luxury car manufacturing like they were building a piece of jewelry. The Silver Shadow featured hydraulic self-leveling suspension, automatic transmission with torque converter lockup, and build quality that required 60 hours of hand finishing per vehicle. This represented over-engineering at its most refined. The sophisticated hydraulic system controlled ride height, braking assistance, and suspension damping using technology borrowed from aircraft manufacturing. The engineering required precision-machined components, specialized tools, and maintenance procedures that challenged even experienced technicians. The climate control system maintained cabin temperature using sensors and actuators that anticipated occupant needs. Advanced features included power-assisted everything, from steering to window operation, while the electrical system used components built to aircraft specifications. The sophisticated sound deadening used materials and techniques that wouldn't appear in mainstream cars for decades. The paintwork required 17 separate coats applied over 3 weeks. Over 30,000 units were produced during its 15-year run, proving market demand for ultimate luxury. However, maintenance costs averaged $4,000 annually, with hydraulic system repairs requiring specialized knowledge and expensive components. The Silver Shadow established Rolls-Royce's reputation for over-engineered excellence, but ownership costs that reflected its bespoke construction. If you're enjoying this deep dive into automotive over-engineering, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a quick like. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. We dive deep into automotive engineering from every angle. Number 8. Ferrari F40, 1987 to 1992. Ferrari engineers decided to build the ultimate driver's car using Formula One technology. The F40 featured a twin-turbocharged 2.9-liter V8, producing 471 horsepower, carbon fiber body construction, and racing-derived aerodynamics. This wasn't just building a supercar, it required adapting race car technology for street use. The engineering challenges were enormous. The carbon fiber body required specialized manufacturing techniques and repair procedures that few shops could perform. The turbocharging system operated at boost pressures that stressed components beyond normal automotive limits, while the suspension used adjustable dampers borrowed from Ferrari's racing program. Advanced features included racing-style tires that provided ultimate grip but lasted only 3,000 miles, while the transmission required rebuild intervals of 15,000 miles. The sophisticated engine management system used early electronic fuel injection with programming that adapted to driving conditions and altitude changes. Only 1,311 units were produced, making the F40 one of Ferrari's most exclusive models. Maintenance costs averaged $8,000 annually, with major services requiring factory-trained technicians and specialized tools. The F40 achieved its goal of ultimate performance but created ownership costs that continued escalating as the cars aged. Number 7. Mercedes-Benz W12 S-Class, 1991 to 1998. Mercedes engineers approached the luxury sedan market like they were building a mobile command center. The W140 S-Class featured double-pane windows, hydraulic door closing assistance, and electronic systems that controlled over 100 different functions. This represented German overengineering at its most ambitious. The sophisticated electrical system contained over 500 relays and control modules, while the climate control system featured 30 different sensors and actuators. The engineering required specialized diagnostic equipment and maintenance procedures that challenged even Mercedes-trained technicians. The advanced safety systems included electronic stability control, traction control, and multiple airbag systems. Advanced features included seat memory systems that adjusted 14 different parameters, while the suspension system used electronic damping control with road surface recognition. The sophisticated audio system featured individual amplifiers for each speaker, while the navigation system used CDROM technology that was years ahead of competitors. Over 400,000 units were produced during its 7-year run, proving market demand existed for ultimate luxury. However, maintenance costs averaged $3,500 annually, with electrical system repairs accounting for 60% of warranty claims. The W140 S-Class established Mercedes's reputation for over-engineered luxury, but ownership costs that reflected its technological complexity. Number 6. Lamborghini Countach, 1974 to 1990. Lamborghini engineers threw out every sports car convention and created automotive sculpture. The Countach featured a mid-mounted V12 engine producing up to 455 horsepower, scissor doors, and aerodynamics that prioritized style over function. This wasn't just building a supercar, it required developing entirely new approaches to automotive design. The engineering challenges were immense. The tubular steel space frame required specialized welding techniques and manufacturing procedures that few facilities could perform. The carburetor system used multiple Weber carburetors that required constant adjustment and tuning, while the transmission placement behind the engine created a shift linkage that was both complex and imprecise. Advanced features included racing-style tires that provided ultimate grip but lasted only 5,000 miles, while the clutch system required leg strength that challenged even experienced drivers. The sophisticated suspension used adjustable components that required professional alignment every 3,000 miles. Over 2,000 units were produced during its 16-year run, making the Countach Lamborghini's most successful model. Maintenance costs averaged $6,000 annually, with carburetor tuning requiring specialized knowledge and expensive adjustments. The Countach achieved iconic status, but created ownership experiences that tested owner dedication. Number 5. Audi Quattro, 1980 to 1991. Audi engineers decided rally racing technology belonged on public roads. The Quattro featured permanent all-wheel drive, turbocharged 5-cylinder engine producing 200 horsepower, and advanced electronics that managed torque distribution. This wasn't just adding traction, it required completely reimagining how cars handled power delivery. The engineering breakthrough came from the hollow drive shaft that allowed the transmission to sit ahead of the differential. This required precision manufacturing and specialized assembly techniques that increased production costs by 40%. The turbocharging system used early electronic boost control, while the differential system featured electronic locking mechanisms. Advanced features included anti-lock brakes with electronic brake force distribution, while the suspension system used strut-based geometry that provided both handling and ride quality. The sophisticated engine management system adapted ignition timing and fuel delivery based on boost pressure and load conditions. Over 11,000 units were produced during its 11-year run, establishing all-wheel drive as a mainstream technology. Maintenance costs averaged $2,500 annually, with turbocharger replacements accounting for major expenses. The Quattro proved that over-engineering could create market-changing innovations, but ownership costs that reflected its pioneering technology. Number 4. McLaren F1, 1992 to 1998. McLaren engineers set out to build the ultimate road car using Formula One technology and unlimited budgets. The F1 featured a naturally aspirated 6.1-liter V12 producing 627 horsepower, carbon fiber monocoque construction, and gold-lined engine bay for heat reflection. This represented absolute over-engineering without compromise. The engineering challenges were unprecedented. The carbon fiber body required specialized manufacturing techniques that had never been applied to automotive production. The engine bay used actual gold foil for heat shielding, while the transmission required specialized lubricants that cost $300 per quart. The sophisticated suspension used titanium components and adjustable dampers borrowed from McLaren's racing program. Advanced features included a central driving position with passenger seats flanking the driver, while the door system used unique upward opening mechanisms. Only 106 units were produced, making the F one of the most exclusive cars ever built. Purchase prices exceeded $1 million, while maintenance costs averaged $50,000 annually. The F1 achieved its goal of ultimate performance and exclusivity, but created ownership costs that continued escalating as the cars aged. Number 3. Bugatti Veyron, 2005 to 2015. Volkswagen Group engineers decided to build the world's fastest production car, regardless of cost or complexity. The Veyron featured a quad-turbocharged 8.0-liter W16 engine producing 1,001 horsepower, 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, and aerodynamics that transformed at speed. This represented over-engineering at its most extreme. The engineering challenges were immense. The W16 engine required 4 turbochargers, 2 intercoolers, and cooling systems that used 10 different radiators. The transmission could shift gears in 150 milliseconds, while the suspension system lowered the car's ride height at speed and raised it for parking. The sophisticated aerodynamics included an active rear spoiler that functioned as an air brake. Advanced features included tires that cost $42,000 per set and lasted only 2,500 miles at top speed, while the wheels required replacement every 10,000 miles due to centrifugal stress. The sophisticated key system required 2 separate keys for top-speed runs, while the air conditioning system could maintain cabin temperature at 250 miles per hour. Only 450 units were produced over its 10-year run, with each car sold at a significant loss to Volkswagen. Maintenance costs averaged $25,000 annually, with major services requiring factory-trained technicians and specialized equipment. The Veyron proved that ultimate performance was possible, but at costs that defied rational economics. Number 2. Toyota Land Cruiser, 1951 to present. Toyota engineers approached the off-road vehicle market like they were building equipment for the apocalypse. The Land Cruiser featured body-on-frame construction, redundant mechanical systems, and engineering specifications that exceeded military requirements. This represented over-engineering focused on ultimate durability rather than performance. The engineering philosophy prioritized reliability over sophistication. The robust drivetrain components used conservative specifications that provided enormous safety margins, while the electrical system avoided complex electronics in favor of proven mechanical solutions. The advanced four-wheel drive system featured manual locking differentials and low-range gearing that could handle extreme terrain. Advanced features included redundant cooling systems, heavy-duty alternators, and wiring harnesses that resisted corrosion in extreme climates. The sophisticated suspension system provided articulation for off-road use while maintaining on-road stability. The fuel system included multiple filters and water separators for operation in remote locations. Over 10 million units have been produced during its 70-year run, proving market demand for ultimate durability. The Land Cruiser regularly appears in studies of vehicles lasting over 300,000 miles, with many examples exceeding 500,000 miles with proper maintenance. However, fuel economy ranges from 12 to 16 miles per gallon, reflecting the penalties of over-engineering for durability. Number 1. Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing, 1954 to 1957. The ultimate over-engineered car wasn't trying to be fast or luxurious. It was built to be perfect. Derived directly from Mercedes' racing program, The 300 SL brought Formula One engineering standards to road cars, where such sophistication was completely unnecessary. The 3.0-liter inline-six engine featured direct fuel injection, a technology that wouldn't become mainstream until the 1990s. The sophisticated tubular space frame required specialized manufacturing techniques and created the distinctive Gullwing doors that became automotive icons. Advanced suspension used swing axles and coil springs that provided handling characteristics unmatched by contemporary vehicles. The over-engineering created legendary performance and desirability. The 300 SL achieved 150 miles per hour top speed when most cars couldn't reach 100 miles per hour, while maintenance complexity challenged even Mercedes-trained technicians. Only 1,400 units were produced, making the 300 SL one of the most exclusive cars ever built. Collectors now value surviving examples at over $1 million, testament to engineering excellence that represented pure over-engineering. Hey, huge thanks for sticking with us till the end and diving into the wild world of over-engineered cars. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button and smash the like button. We're always bringing you more crazy stories from car history and engineering. Now, here's a question for you. Which of these cars do you think is the most over-engineered, or do you reckon some of these are just engineering masterpieces? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next video. Until then, keep driving and stay curious.